Hi, this is David Saville. Now, this is about burning bridges. Now, I've created my life where I do things on my terms, right? I get to coach incredible people, but I choose when, who, how, and everything around it, really, in what form that takes. How I shape my days depending on what I choose to do and the people that I want to spend time with. You know, it's like the fully created life that I always dreamed of. I'm living it now. Now, how that was possible for me was by burning my bridges, really, by making leaps that were terrifying to me. I tried to do it before by trying to build a ramp, where I was working full time and I was also doing a bit of coaching where I could, and also trying to connect with people and obviously let people know what I do for a living, right? I was kind of in two worlds at the same time, and I thought that's what it needed to be, that I needed to earn a certain amount of money, have a certain something behind me before I could make that leap. That was what I had in my mind. In fact, when I wanted to do it a few years ago, when my dad was very ill, it held me back because I was waiting for like this illusory thing of once I didn't even have a very specific idea of what that was, but it was once I do this, then I can do that. And it meant that I stayed at the job, even though I wanted to leave. And it meant that I wasn't able to spend that time with my dad, in his final moments. I mean, luckily I was with him in his final moment, but by chance rather than I didn't get to spend quality time with him in his final few weeks and months, which I regret. Now, last year I did make that leap, and I got to spend that time with my grandma in the last 10 months of her life. And whilst I was supporting her, I was able to create a successful coaching business, which is on my terms, which helps me create the life that I am and helps me fulfill my deeper purpose of impacting people profoundly in life-changing ways every single day. It's a purpose that I live through. Now, burning bridges. For me, the one bridge I burnt was when I made the leap from work with only 3 weeks' money in the bank. Whilst I was in that world, it would have been impossible for me to create the life that I have. It just would never have happened, because for me it was when I burnt that bridge and I had no way of making money. I was going into more debt and it was becoming a real problem. Until I got to the point of almost burning the bridge of losing my house. That it came like this fucking close to that happening. But when that happened, and when I was looking at the reality of that happening, I changed. I'd been out of that job for a few months now. I was trying to create the life that I wanted. I was living through the values of being with my family, which is why I did it. Able to be there. So I was creating that. And then the final piece for me, well, one of the big pieces was the burning that fear out of money. When I burned the bridge of caring about money, when I knew that, if I lose the house, we'll be alive, we'll be connected to my family, I can still do everything that I want. It would just be in a different home. When I really got that no matter what happened would be okay. Oh, sorry about that. For a moment, I thought none of this had been recorded. This is what happens when you don't edit things, which I don't. So, where was I? So yeah, by realising no matter what happened, I'd be okay. My family would be okay. I burned the bridge of needing money, you could call it, which meant that if I make no money or I make many thousands, I'm great. Life is amazing. I'm connected to incredible people. I'm impacting and changing the world one person at a time every day. There's nothing better. And so whether I'm earning loads of money, able to travel and do all the things that I'd love to do, or I'm earning fuck all and I have to cycle everywhere, life is beautiful. Now, the only way I could get to that is by burning bridges. It's the only fucking way. A lot of the people that I was connected to in that world, they're no longer in my world. And there's a good reason for that. because you are a reflection of the people around you. And so I did not want to be reflected by most of them. Now there were some lovely people that I worked with that I do keep in contact with, but for the most part I had to clear that out. Most of my friendships now are actually, like, my close friends, my amazing, incredible friendships are people I've met in the past year and a half, and it's no surprise really. As I was on my growth path, living to the edge of my capabilities, and seeing the world very differently from most people around me, it was inevitable that old friendships will either have to grow quite rapidly or to be let go of, and new friendships get created. But that's a beautiful thing. It means the friendships I create are powerful, deeply connected, and we support each other in going for our dreams. Things that seem insane to people, who have a certain way of seeing the world, things that they think we're fucking crazy. I have great friends who are doing the crazy, doing the incredible, including me. I'm going for things that, one of my things is I want to coach world leaders. I want to have the kind of impact of helping someone who's got high integrity, by the way. They still have to be my holy fuck client, someone I think is amazing. But if they're like that, and I get to help them see what they can't, to live through their deepest integrity, now that's exciting. Now who the fuck am I to coach a world leader, right? Will I ever get there? I don't know. I think I will, and I'm working towards that just by becoming more powerful in what I'm doing, and by creating worlds around me that support that environment. But anyway, I'm going off track a little bit there. Burning bridges. So if you think about what you want in life, if you've got a bridge to your past life, that's actually going to stop you. It's going to hold you back. So my question for you is, what bridge are you terrified of burning? And what if that bridge is the very thing that's holding you back, like a tether to the past, so you'll never get to where you wish you could be? I'd love it if you posted in the comments below or message me with what that bridge is. I'd love to explore that with you and maybe help you find a way of lighting that fucking match so you can be living the truest expression of yourself. Okay, take care.